All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, man. I want to talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers. First off, dude, this week with no basketball has been tough. It's been tough, but welcome back to the channel, man. If you guys are new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. As always, hit that like button. I love seeing comments. So any opinion you have on the video, any opinion you have on the Cleveland Cavaliers, go ahead, drop it down below. But I was scrolling through the internet. I was on the internet today, and here is the headline. Cleveland Cavaliers TV ratings up 78%. That's a good number. Now, I'm not a huge TV analytic guy, but let me tell you this. They rank 2 in the league. The Cleveland Cavaliers, a couple of years removed of LeBron James, 2018, was it been 4 years now? 4th seed in the Eastern Conference. They're 2.5 games out of the 1st seed with Chicago and Miami, and they're the second most rated team in the NBA. I mean, that's absolutely phenomenal. Cleveland has something very special going on. But I want to talk actually about the starting lineup in today's video, because you have Darius Garland out tomorrow, and then you have Caris LeVert out tomorrow. Lauri Markkanen, I believe, is making his return. And I feel like Lauri, when he comes back, honestly, I feel like his role, like, in the absence, it's like the absence makes your heart grow fonder. Like, Lauri's been playing really solid for Cleveland. Like, he's just been a super solid, consistent, reliable, starter. And I feel like when Lauri was injured, it was like so abundantly clear what Lauri brought to the team. He brings floor space. He creates offense. He can create offense on his own. Like, he can play some defense. Lauri Markkanen is going to be a great sweetener to an already sweet Cleveland Cavs team. And, obviously Cleveland's been dealing with injury after injury this season, so, having Lauri come back is going to be huge for him. But I want to talk actually mainly about Caris LeVert, because according to JB, his role is still unknown. Like, they don't know. They still don't really know what his role is going to be like when they return. Obviously, he's not playing. I think they play the Timberwolves on Saturday. They play the Timberwolves on Saturday, so hopefully he's back for then. But I think Caris LeVert should be starting. I do think Caris LeVert should be starting. My only issue, my only concern is, the Cavs bench is, like, if Rubio was still on the Cleveland Cavs, like, if he was still playing healthy and he was still a member of the Cavs team, I would say put Caris LeVert in the starting lineup and have Isaac Okoro come off of the bench. The reason I talked about Lauri in this, because, a starting 5 consisting of DG, the PG, Caris LeVert, and then Isaac Okoro at the 3, and then you have Mobley at the 4, and then you have Jared Allen at the 5. That's like a pretty intriguing lineup to me, just because Isaac Okoro hasn't been bad on offense this season. Like, he can actually make some threes. He can, score in the paint. Like, he is definitely getting a lot better on offense this season. But Isaac Okoro defensively, even like last year, he's a stick, dude. He's a literal stick. And so, in a good way. Like, he'll stick you on, like, glue. My thing is, though, there isn't Rubio. There isn't a Rubio off of the bench. And I like Rondo, but I feel like Rubio provided more offense, more scoring for himself. Rubio a little bit younger than Rondo right now at this point in his career. Rondo, he'll have his moments, he'll have his games, but I just think if you're 1-2 lineup, if your 1-2 duo off of the bench is Isaac Okoro paired up with Rajon Rondo, I'm just like immediately feeling like there's going to be some defensive or some offensive issues. You have Dean Wade, you have Lamar Stevens. They have a solid bench, but as far as offensive scoring goes, like, Caris LeVert being the 6th man has been perfect because he's finishing these basketball games. The thing is, though, we haven't seen Caris LeVert on the same roster with Lauri Markkanen. So, will Caris LeVert continue to end games? Now, my best guess here is that you're going to have the same starting lineup with Caris LeVert out of it. I think you're going to go DG, Okoro, Lauri, Mobley, Allen. Now, where it gets a little tricky is closing games, because even was it been 5 games, 6 games since Karis LeVert's been a Cleveland Cav? He's closing the games, but they haven't had Laurie. And defensively, Isaac Okoro is as I've been saying, he's a stick, dude. The guy's a superstar stud on defense at this point in his career. So JB has some decisions to make here. I think Karis LeVert is too good to not finish basketball games. I don't have a single issue. I'm sorry if it's coming off that way. I don't have a single issue Karis LeVert coming off of the bench and then finishing the games, but it's probably going to come at Isaac Okoro's cost, which does suck because, especially in a player like Isaac, who's only in year 2, you're trying to develop these guys. You're trying to progress them and get them better, and the best way to do that is by game time, is to have them play, especially in critical moments as they've been facing this season. I mean, they're literally, what do they have, 35 wins right now? I mean, is it 38 or 35 wins right now? Isaac is growing a lot right now. So, unfortunately, I think it's probably going to come at the expense of him, but Cleveland's not supposed to be here, man. Cleveland was not supposed to be the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference at All-Star break. Like, I don't know. Cavs Nation, comment down below. What percent do you think realistically would have said, like, if I told you this, if I made this video months ago, I don't know when the season, 6 months ago, and I said Cleveland at the All-Star break will be the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference, they'll be 2.5 games out of first. What percent of Cavs fans would be like, yeah, that sounds on par? Because it's probably lower than 25%. I would say it's probably at most 25%. And they've been saying, the announcers have been, I love the Cavs announcers, they've been saying this the last couple of games because the Cavs players look exhausted, like dealing with all these injuries as well. But the NBA season is a very long time. Every other team is extremely gassed as well. But what they keep saying is Cleveland, like, they're not supposed to be in this. So they're learning on the go, they're adapting, they're just getting better as time goes on. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see what the second half Cleveland Cavaliers look like. Now, you have Boston, you got Toronto. It's important for them to just keep winning. You got to just keep on winning. So we'll see what happens with Cleveland, man. But, first round, no matter what seed they're in, even if they were to fall to the play-in tournament, God forbid, if they were to fall down to the play-in, you don't want to play Cleveland. And if Cleveland beats you in the play-in tournament and they're like a 7th seed, if they're an 8th seed, Chicago, Miami, I mean, yeah, Cleveland might not beat either of those teams right now in a 7-game series. Just they're depleted. No Sexton, traded away Rubio, but I guess now you do have Karis LeVert. Nothing's impossible, but those teams just are super well-rounded, especially like the Miami Heat, just top to bottom. Their bench especially, I mean, it's killer. It's killer. So I think the Cavaliers bench is going to be a huge key component to the success of the second half. So hit that like button, hit that sub button, drop some comments down below on what lineups you want to see, and I'll see you guys later.